hello, we're down on the floor because this is where my Brandon Sanderson shelf is. So we're doing a Brandon Sanderson video. But in all seriousness, I'm going to be starting reading the new Secret Project number 5, or Isles of the Emberdark by Brandon Sanderson. I did do the backer kit Kickstarter for it, so I have the ebook, and the hardcover special edition is going to be on its way. But I'm not waiting for the special edition hardcover to read it. I also purchased the audiobook because I'm an audiobook girly, and I like to listen to audiobooks when I take these animals, these creatures that live in my home, on walkies. Say hi to the camera. Hello, this is Hiccup. So we're starting Isles of the Emberdark. I'm tentatively nervous about this one, not gonna lie, because from what I know about this work, it's Sanderson took a previous story that he wrote. I think it's a short story or a novella called Six of the Dusk, which is currently published in Arcanum Unbounded, and he kind of like expanded the story and made it a full-length novel, added characters, all that stuff. And typically, especially since I read the short story first, I don't love that, but if anyone can pull it off, it's Brandon Sanderson. I'm kind of hoping for a romance because there's a dragon shifter in this book. So heck yeah. But knowing Sanderson is not going to be that kind of romance or anything like that. But from what I know about this is about the characters, Six of the Dusk. And he's part of this people that like bond with birds. And then there is a threat from like an alien species coming to his planet or his island. And he has to go on a quest. There is also the other point of view of this woman who is a dragon, and she is also on a quest, and so it's about the two of them like teaming up together. I don't really know much about this one. I love the cover. It's stunning. I haven't started yet, so welcome to the vlog. If I haven't introduced the vlog yet, welcome. I'm super sad. So we're going to do some things that I enjoy, which includes reading, but we're going to try to distract ourselves from the sad thoughts and listen to an audiobook. I also have the ebook, so I might like look at the book while it's being read to me. I do like doing that every once in a while. So stay tuned for first impressions, maybe a 20% update. We'll see how we're feeling at that point. Is it 80 degrees? Absolutely. Are we still going to do a bubble bath because we're sad? Absolutely. And we're gonna read. This is, I don't know, I'm trying it. I've never done a bubble bath before. First bubble bath ever. Bath time. Bye-bye. Good morning, everyone. I have now read 20% of Isles of the Emberdark. I wanted to give you a more thorough update, first impressions. So this isn't a rework of the original novella by Sanderson. This is actually a sequel. But Sanderson does something really interesting with that situation. So he actually incorporates the novella into this sequel as flashbacks. So there are chapters in this book that say 5 years ago, and there are actually the chapters of the novella interwoven as flashbacks. And I think that's really smart. In the foreword, or the author's note, Sanderson also says, like, you know, if you've read the novellas, you can easily skip those chapters because they're very clearly marked, you know, 5 years ago. Or if you haven't read the novella ever or haven't read it in a long time, that's kind of like a refresher. So I think that's super duper smart. I'm really liking the incorporation of the novella because it's been a long time since I read it, and I don't remember a lot. So I'm appreciating that quite a bit. I'm enjoying the story so far. The whole concept of this world is that the ones above have come to this planet. So it's a group of aliens that come to this planet, and they've been
liaising with the indigenous people of this planet for about 8 years, and the ones above want these people's birds, and these birds have magical powers essentially, and the ones above want these birds. And at the start of our story, our people are kind of in a tenuous situation. Another party comes along and is like, you have to join me against the ones above or we're gonna destroy you. So they're kind of caught in the middle of this conflict that they don't really understand. The stakes are even higher than they originally thought. So that's kind of what's going on. And so Sixth of the Dusk is our main character. He is going to be going on an expedition to a magical pool, which is supposedly a portal to another world, to, you know, find some help to get out of the situation and possibly flee what's going on. So that's kind of the first 20% of the book. I'm enjoying it. We have only gotten the dragon shifter for the prologue chapter. She starts out, she's a 30-year-old, 8-year-old. That makes sense. She's in an 8-year-old body, but she's been 8 for 30 years. And she finally gets her dragon form. And so we've met our main dragon character. She is named Starling, but Dusk and Starling have not interacted yet. So I'm really enjoying the book. It's zooming by. It's not too fast-paced, too slow-paced so far, but I'm really liking the narrative and the storytelling device of incorporating the novella. I think that was a really good decision. Other updates, Minnesota has the second worst air quality in the world right now, so we unfortunately have to run some errands. We have to go outside a little bit. I need to work in my garden a little bit. I have actually a harvest of cucumbers, peas, and tomatoes that I've been putting off, hoping the air would get better, but it has not. So I'm gonna go in the garden with a mask on and do that. I also have to water the garden. It's been a little bit since we've gotten a good rain, which hasn't helped the air quality. And I also have to film my July wrap up. I'm a little late filming that. So got a lot to do today. Oh, and my bathroom. My bathroom is gross. You know, got to do some regular chores as well. Bathroom, laundry. You know, it's a very full weekend. So I will take you along for some of that. Getting tomatoes very quickly and with a mask on. And then more tomatoes. Look. Abundance. If you know, you know. Red Leaf Farm on YouTube and TikTok, although I'm not on TikTok, but last harvest of peas, probably. So start of the tomato season. And I got cucumbers and a dog in my basket. Yeah, none of that's for you. My garden protector from all the squirrels. Yep, good girl. Hello, quick update. I just finished filming a bunch of videos. Peep the top. And editing a little bit. More editing to do tomorrow, but I'm getting tired of doing that. Gotta mix it up. I'm about halfway through Emberdark now, and I'm enjoying it. I'm kind of waiting for the characters to meet at this point. It feels a little slow, like just kind of waiting for the action to happen. But things are happening. It's just like I'm kind of wanting a little bit more. It's easy. Sanderson's work and writing is just easy breezy, and it just kind of flows. It's easy to listen to. I wouldn't say I'm gripped by this story though. Does that make sense? Once the characters start interacting, which I think they're getting closer and closer together in proximity, so it will be soon, but we're not quite there yet. I am having a good time in general though. Sorry for the whirring noises. My PC is on and it sounds like it's taking off and going to space. I just really wanted to say good morning. It's another morning. I'm 60% into Emberdark, and I'm a little, dare I say it, bored. I'm a little, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's easy to read, but I don't feel myself, like, itching to pick it back up when I put it down, if that makes sense. It's fine. I think the pacing is slow. The characters finally met, but they haven't talked to each other yet. And I was kind of hoping for a more fast-paced adventure quest story, and that's not really what's happening. There is a little bit of an adventure aspect, but it's very minor, and there's more, I don't know, talking between characters, more politics, I guess, than I imagined. I don't know, this story isn't quite what I anticipated it being, so I'm maybe trying, you know, to shift my mindset a little bit to try and course correct, but I'm a little bored, to be honest. Knowing Sanderson, the last 30% or last 25% of the book is going to be excellent, but I'm just not loving the journey necessarily, which is unfortunate for me. Hello, I'm once again in my vehicle. I am at the bookstore right now, and I'm finally bringing in all of the books to Half Price Books that I unhauled in my last unhaul video, which was a couple months ago now. So it's time to get these books out of my house, make room for more books. However, here's my challenge for today. I have no book budget this month. I had to pay my license tabs this month, and I need an oil change. So I just don't have any extra fun money for the month. And so my goal today is to either not buy any books, or the only books I can buy are with the money that I get from selling whatever I get from selling my books. That's my book budget. Come with me to Half Price. We're gonna sell a big stack of books, and whatever we get is our book budget. So this could be anywhere from $7 to $25, $30, who knows. So we're just gonna go in and see what we get. I'm back. It was super busy in there today. I really felt uncomfortable filming anything in there without getting other people in the shot, which feels rude to me. But as you saw in the clip, I managed to get all of those books sold for about $15 and some change. And I only found one thing within my budget that I really wanted. I was really looking at that Dungeon Crawler Carl book, but it was $24, so can't quite justify that with the constraints of this little challenge that I'm doing. But I did find a copy of Pride and Prejudice for $2.99. So ultimately I got $12.19 back from all those books. And so this is my copy of Pride and Prejudice that I went with. I think this is so cute. Basically, my goal for collecting Jane Austen is I kind of want copies that I can read and beat up and I don't feel bad about it. But as gifts, I would love to be like gifted from my family members, like really nice editions that look nice on the shelves. Maybe the ones that match the Little Women edition that I bought that's illustrated and hardcover and huge and beautiful. So maybe those editions, but for reading, those are kind of clunky and big. And I would feel terrible marking them up or damaging them, so I got this cheaper edition, which is also adorable though, and it's a little bit tighter. It feels a little bit smaller, so it'll fit really nicely on the shelves. It was only $2.99, and it was the only thing in the store that like really jumped out at me for the price point that I had this time. So
happy I got this, and that's all I was able to get. Now back home. I spent way too long in there looking.
This is as close as I could get to the Brandon Sanderson shelf without lying on the floor completely. So, and I really don't feel like doing that. So, I did manage to finish Emberdark last night, and I'm somewhere between a 3 and a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I just thought it was fine. I thought it was good, but not great, not fantastic. Wasn't blown away like I was maybe anticipating. I think this is very similar to The Sunlit Man, where it is a Cosmere novel set in the future of the Cosmere, and we haven't obviously gotten there yet. So I think maybe that's where my disconnect is coming from. I mean, he was mentioning Roshar and Scadrial and all these like planets that we're very familiar with, but they're very in an unfamiliar context. So maybe that's where my lack of connection was. I thought Starling was a really underutilized character. Her arc feels like it didn't even get started until the end of the book. So clearly she's not done as a character. She's on a quest now. So the whole book felt like a prequel for her. And similarly, Dusk goes on this journey, and he does have an arc in this book, but it's just the start of his story also. It's very heavily implied he will go on to do more things at the end of the book. So it's like, it felt almost like a prequel, even though it's supposed to be a sequel to a novella / standalone story on its own. At least that's how I felt about it. So ultimately this one was like okay for me. Gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And we're finally at the end of this video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And I guess I'll see you in another video of mine very soon. Bye. Hi. Hilariously, I was just about to end this video. And you wouldn't believe what came in the mail today. Yep, the copy of the book that I did the backer kit for. So this is the Dragonsteel box for the new book. So why don't we unbox it together? I'm not very good at these, so bear with me. All right, we have a goodie bag. Oh my gosh. There's the book. Oh, okay, here is the sticker. Ooh, I like the snake that's going around the edge. Very cool. Here is the bookmark. This is one side. Looking very adventurous with a bird. And here's the other side. With the bird. It is like holographic, so it's not showing up super well. Oh, it's shiny, I should say. So. Oh, the pin is so cute. Oh my gosh. This is our main character. Oh my god, look at how cute. I love him. He has his 2 little birds and his little machete. Very cute. Here is the book. Let's get her out. Oh, it's not very big. And the pages are black, it seems. Let me get a scissors. We're in. Ooh, I really like the snake texture on the book. So the sticker is the same as the back of the book. You can see the snake kind of wrapping around. Here's the back. Pages are black. Here's the front. You can see the snake texture again. That's really subtle. I really like that.
And then let's look inside. Here is the end papers. This is actually black, but the sunlight is coming right here, so it looks different. Big old snake. Let's look a little bit more. Interestingly enough, the inside of the book is still black and gray, and the illustrations seem to be in black and gray. The other Secret Projects books, the color, the like text itself has different colors on it. Like the text of the book is black, but like the chapter headings are different colors. Let me find a full page illustration so I can just show that. But the artwork and the whole interior of the book is black and gray, which is interesting. It kind of makes it stand apart from the other Secret Projects, which kind of makes sense to me. But yeah, I don't want to like show. Oh, that is so cool. Wait. Okay, so we go on a quest in this book. And when we go on that quest, the pages turn from white to black with white text. That is a really fun detail. I don't know how I feel about a printed book with white text and black paper. I don't know, what do you guys think of that? It's not necessarily, it's like, oh, it's not even white, it's silver. The text is silver and it's kind of shiny. That's really interesting. But yeah, as soon as we go on the quest, oh no, there is some color. Is that spoiling things? This might be too far into the book. There is a colored illustration in here. Are the rest of them colorful? Or is it the... No, there's that one. There's only one colorful illustration. Interesting. Cool. Well, we know where this goes. I have to get back on the floor though. Is there any possible way I can fit it on this shelf? There's not a lot of room here. Okay, I'm not super happy with this as a storage solution with all of the books being turned up like that, but I'm gonna have to make more room elsewhere because now Sanderson doesn't fit on one shelf nicely. But these are all of the Secret Projects next to each other. And the rest of the books that I own by him, and Ars Arcanum in the back. Again, I don't love this storage solution, but this is what I have for now.